Namaskaram and hello again. I posted earlier with a link, a YouTube link, to the music video for the song Hurt by Johnny Cash. It's actually a cover of Nine Inch Nails or Trent Reznor's Hurt that was released in 1996. I'm dating myself because I listened to a lot, Nine Inch Nails and that genre a lot in like middle school, high school. So yeah, getting up there. It was on my playlist. It's one of my favorite songs, and I love Trent Reznor's original. It's fantastic. He struggled with his own mental health issues, and you can see that reflected in the song. And then I think it was early 2000s, Johnny Cash had an album where he took all these great American songs from different genres and did covers. And I have to say that I think his rendition of it's a work of art. It's so amazing. You can excuse me, you can hear the brokenness, the hurt, the pain, the loss, and the longing to be at peace, to be free of it. You can just feel it. And the music video is great too because it takes snapshots throughout his life and his career, him and his wife's. And I think that was released shortly after he died. And then I can't remember, but I think they died like him and his wife died within like less than a year of each other, like a few months or something like that. So it was a heartbreaking story, but they had a beautiful life together. Lots of downs, but also a lot of ups. And I believe both Johnny Cash and Trent Reznor struggled with substance abuse, and that's what the song was originally about. And I was listening to that, and it always hits me deep, deep inside. And while it's very tragic and sad and painful, for some reason I get a lot of inspiration and hope out of it. Both of those individuals overcame a lot of hardships, a lot of difficulties, a lot of pain, and they had very successful careers. I don't know everything about their personal life and all that, and no one truly really ever knows what goes on behind closed doors. But at the very least, you can say that they have left their mark on the world through music, and they they were able to overcome a lot. And I'm hoping that both of them have gained a lot in healing and as well as peace, inner peace. So I was listening to that today, and one of the lyrics is "My Empire of Dirt." And, at first you're like, you feel that pain and suffering, and also you might tend to think this person thinks really low of themselves, like they're trash, they're garbage. And first of all, that is tragic because the world already does a great job of making people feel like they're garbage. And especially certain people that you come in contact in your life, they will do an excellent job of executing, by all means, the message, you are garbage, to be thrown out. You are a tumor to be excised. You are a disease to be eradicated. You are something shameful to be hidden. And you can, in that line, I believe it's, I give you my empire of dirt. You feel the lack of self-worth, and at the same time you can sense like this person feels like all they have to give is their brokenness, their pain. And that's also very tragic. But then, being a Hindu, and I know people are going to say, well, this is similar teachings can be found in my faith. Yeah, I'm sure, and that's great. I'm just coming from my own perspective as a Hindu and what I've learned. There's the lotus flower. When the lotus grows, it starts its journey from the mud and the muck at the bottom of like a pond or a body of water. Right? So it's growing in this mucky, muddy, water, like at the bottom, right, where it's dark, and it has to make its journey through the murky waters. And once it breaks the surface of the water, it's able to unfold its petals and then grow one of the most beautiful and iconic flowers known in the world. Because it represents a lot. It represents transformation, rising above, fertility, beauty, and spirituality, like divine consciousness, transcendental consciousness. And it has just so many positive representations, and like it's a symbol for so many positive things. And so you think about that, right? And Carl Jung even talked about this, like from deep, deep in our psyche, the abyss, we are taking this very rudimentary ore. It doesn't look fancy, and it's maybe even like it's not well defined. It's sometimes very abstract ideas or notions or feelings, and we're bringing that through all the layers of the psyche and the archetypes and trying to transmute it into something that hopefully will resemble gold. So when we look at those two analogies, I think that's very true. It's like, the phrase, the diamond in the rough, right? When you find a diamond, sometimes it's not very pretty, but you get all the crud off of it, you polish it, shape it up. And it's one of the most desired gems in the world. I don't really understand why, except for its hardness. It has a lot of industrial applications. But I think there are far prettier gems than that one. In the ancient world, there were a lot more gems that were valued over, a colorless diamond. So, and diamonds have to be really accurately shaped in order to get all those facets, to get the reflections and the sparkle. So other gems, you don't always need to do that. Anyways, tangential sidebar, coming back. But in either case, right, you take something that starts from muck, from deep in the abyss, that's something in the rough, and you transmute that, you shape that, you nurture that, you grow it to be something that is strong, beautiful, desired, right? And you don't want to look at just the final product. And that's what we tend to do, right? We tend to look at things as a final product. And so, we see somebody that is successful, they got a good job, car, boat, motorcycle, they go on these fancy trips, whatever. And some people desire that, right? Like as a partner, boyfriend, husband, wife, girlfriend, whatever. And they are like, oh, well, that person's already like the result that I want. And not many people are willing to, maybe Cliff Notes, would like to understand the journey that brought them there. And to me, when you compare two people, like, I'm not trying to put down the person that is successful but was given a silver spoon in hand and was not forged in fire and battle tested, had a relatively like smooth upbringing. I'm not trying to put them down because they do offer a good insight and perspective from somebody that doesn't have a lot of brokenness and trauma in their life. And that is a perspective that some of us need to hear at times, because it's something that is attainable, even for those that come from broken backgrounds. And sometimes the innocence of their minds and the stainless backgrounds and history and just the carefree, joyous nature that they have, it does bring light into this world. So I'm not trying to put them down, but I do appreciate, I've indicated this in previous posts, I do really appreciate when somebody has gone through darkness in their childhood or even later on in life. They have been battle tested, forged in fire, and they've sunk to the bottom. And maybe, some of their actions and behaviors and attitudes and opinions were reprehensible or disgusting, to many. But then to see that person put in the work to find themselves, to find their true resiliency and strength, their qualities, and to face their fears, face that hurt, that trauma, that pain, and to transmute all that energy and become this person who is successful. And there's different kinds of success, and people gauge it differently too. But for people that have turned their lives around or overcome things like that, and to see them living their most authentic selves, their best selves, they're living in their higher selves, that is one of the most beautiful things in this world to me. It really is. And it is a testament to human strength and resiliency and all the possibilities that could be. So to me, that's I'm going to say it, be honest, like that's more impressive to me. So I always root for the underdog. And even like, people that have really hurt me or my, enemies, if one day I can see them transmute all that toxicity, all that BS, the BS persona that they live and die by, and make a turnaround and step into their higher selves and live their most authentic lives, maybe that person and I will never be best friends or reunited in any way, but I'm still very proud and glad to see that happen, because that takes a lot. It takes a lot of courage, bravery, and strength, and resiliency, and awareness, time, effort, energy, probably even money. We look at our healthcare system as a tangent here. And I know very well, sometimes insurance will say they'll cover something and they don't, but you have a deductible, high premium, whatever, and people end up spending thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to get the treatment that they need. I know this very well. So money is also included in that, because money, fortunately, it makes the world turn for many of us. And it is like this necessity in life. So I do include that in there, but in any case, so to see somebody transform, metamorphosis, that was another word I was looking for, what lotus plants and flowers represent. So to see somebody go through that metamorphosis it's like an honor to be a part of that. to be a part of that journey, and I think that, the message today, I think you're getting, what I'm getting at. It's facing stuff, the dark, icky thoughts and feelings inside, the hurt, the trauma, the loss, the mistakes that we've made can be very, very difficult and scary. I get that. I really do. But you can take that ugliness, you can take that hurt. This is what I wrote in my thesis, the cathartic expression through labor-intensive workmanship. You can take that because it's energy. Energy is energy, and you can transmute it or channel it into something more positive, or have a positive result or product to show, that metamorphosis, that transmutation. So you can take that energy and you can put it into something that helps you grow, that helps you heal. People often, I think that's like one thing that I would disagree with the Star Wars, idea of the light side and the dark side, is that you can take that dark negative energy and turn it into something positive. Now, I'm not encouraging people to go do negative things to themselves or other people and then try to create something beautiful out of that. No, that's not what I'm like condoning or encouraging at all. It's if you already have that within you or in your life, try to find a way where it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't hurt other people, it doesn't disregard their rights, and try to harness that energy into healing, into overcoming your obstacles, and into transforming yourself and your life into something more, positive and successful, whatever that looks like, right? For some people, it will be like material things, like, getting a really high salary, or becoming famous, having a lot of material things in their life, or activities, that might feed their dopamine kick. But true healing is you'll have that within yourself. You'll find that self-love, the self-respect, right? The self-care and the pride in yourself. And that hopefully should be reflected outwards. So other people will pick up on that and be like, oh man, that person has a lot of confidence, like seems like they have it all together. And that is a very attractive quality. I'm not just saying like, romantically or sexually, for people. It's just, you can tell when somebody is proud of themselves for their accomplishments, but not obnoxious and arrogant about it. And you can tell when there are people who are very like they're full of hubris or arrogance, or narcissistic traits. And that is, I think some people, like I said, if they're in it, their mind is fake it till you make it, then they're all about those other kind of people that are like that too. But genuine people that are more connected with themselves, the people that have that good alignment in their axis of the head, heart, body, and spirit, those people will pick up on those other people consciously if they're snobby, arrogant, full of themselves, and be like, ugh, no thanks, right? Like, they'll walk away from that. They'll run. It's like, don't just walk away. Run. Run for your life, okay? Those people aren't good. And they'll only bring you down, even if they directly don't try to put you down. They will have these remarks or this air about them, this attitude that if you aren't on their level, then they probably most likely pity you, right? And feel that they are superior to you. So, be and I've talked about this too, be your authentic self, right? And you will find that through looking within, introspection and reflection and processing, digesting all these things, the good, the bad, the cool, the weird, the ugly, right? And overcoming that hurt, that pain, that confusion. And you will start to say to yourself and out loud, this is me. Take it or leave it. You don't like it? There's the door. I'll show you the way if you need to. I'll help you with your bags, right? You will be proud of yourself for who you are. Now, I've said this many times. I know it may seem like I'm trying to profess like, oh, I got everything together. I'm like so great. No. One of the reasons why I've adopted a Hindu name is to remind myself that there's always so much work to do. There's more healing to do. And yet, I am not just this body. I'm not just this body and mind. I am the soul, and I'm a part of God. I'm part of the divine. And this life, this world has a way of making you forget how awesome you are. Each and every one of us, okay? I've brought up this book that they made into an animated film, which will most likely make you cry. It's beautiful. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, I believe it's called. But there's this part where it's like, there's only things that you can bring into this world that nobody else can. And that is very true. Because we are very unique, but at the same time, we're all connected. So I just encourage you all, if you feel like you're a failure, if you feel like you're broken, you feel like the walls are, caving in on you or crumbling down around you, and you just have this empire of dirt and rubble and trash, nothing good to offer, I guarantee that is not true. That is not true whatsoever. Is it going to be an easy process to pick yourself up and move forward and heal and become successful, whatever that means to you? No, it most likely is not going to be easy. And it may take quite a bit of time, depending on how much hurt there is, how much work you have to do. I mean, it's so complicated because we each have different issues, and then you take physical health issues, you take financial, professional, relational, all these things. Familial problems, generational problems, societal problems, cultural problems, right? There's not one clear answer for anybody of how you got to go about it. And most likely you're going to have to try different things that people suggest. But as I've said, you also have to look within and try to connect to your intuition. And your intuition will be something that comes to you in a moment of peace and calm. Like, it's not a knee-jerk reaction or reactionary behavior because you've been triggered, okay? It just resonates with you in calmness. Like something comes to you and you're like, okay, yeah, that feels right. Okay. Whereas it's like, oh yeah, okay, I got to get on the defense, or, oh, I got to get moving. That's not intuition, all right? That's not your intellectual or spiritual intuition, okay? That's more of a primal reaction or gut instinct maybe to protect yourself. But we have to remember that a lot of times when we're triggered in today's society, especially in America, there's no tiger chasing us, okay? That there's, we're not about to go to battle with some alien race, that is far superior. So we're not dealing with the appropriate triggers for that kind of response. It's all in our heads and in our hearts. So that's where we have to work on that axis and getting that alignment nice and good. So just keep putting in that work and keep trying things. You're going to fall off. You're going to fall down, and it's like a Batman Begins, I believe, Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale. When he was a kid, Bruce Wayne fell down the well and he's apologizing to his dad, like, I fell, and his dad's like, why do we fall? So we can learn how to get back up. And that is very, very true. So don't forget that. In this life, it's not 1, 2, or 3 strikes and you're out. Like, as long as you're still drawing breath, you have chances to turn things around. Maybe it's not going to be, perfect in the end the way you would want it to be, but that's also you probably being your own worst critic. So remember, we're all diamonds in the rough. We are all the seed, the pod that's at the bottom in the muck of a pond waiting to become a lotus, right? We all have an empire of dirt that we can use that dirt to create a fertile soil bed and grow this magnificent garden, right? So that's when I heard that, my empire of dirt, I was like, well, I thought of the lotus, and then I was like, yeah, but you can grow amazing things if you just take care of that soil, right? You transmute that dirt and use it for something that's beautiful, strong, vibrant, lively. And again, when I wrote that thesis, it was all about how to take the negative thoughts and energy and then use certain craft skills like forging, hammering, like raising metal, sculpting, welding, casting, and how that can apply to different sorts of energy, and the techniques, the mind's eye, the eye, and the hand coordination that must go into it to transmuting that energy to create this product to show. I use such and such energy via such techniques, and this is the result. A lot of my works were done that way, and going forward will still be. And we can do that with ourselves. Like, almost all the tools are there inside of us, or we can find it, especially now with the internet. We can find it out there too. So I'm going to wrap this up. I hope you understood the message. I hope it resonates with some of you. Some of you may not believe it, and that's okay. Neither the message nor will you believe that I truly do wish you all the best in your journey of introspection, reflection, processing, and healing. Allowing you to step into your higher self. Okay? That's what I realized, when I kind of stepped away there for a while, especially from this line of work. No, I'm a good healer. And I genuinely want to work with people and see them transform, go through that metamorphosis, and start living their most authentic lives in their higher selves. Or at least, on the journey towards it. Like, that's amazing. So as I've indicated, got some things coming down the pipeline here in Huntsville, Alabama. Had some hiccups, but that's life, right? Just got to problem solve, pivot, and figure out new paths, but things are coming along. So I'm very thankful for that. And for all of your support. I have not said this in a video before, but I'm going to start saying it. I would be very grateful if you subscribe to my channel and my social media, because it helps get the message out. And then, yes, I'm going to be honest, eventually there's going to be some monetary gains, hopefully, from that. Girls got to eat, right? So please subscribe, hit the notification button, the like button, and leave a comment. Hopefully it's more of a constructive criticism or positive comment, but even if you're trolling or just upset, I don't think the algorithms really decipher yet. So leave a comment, but today, leave a comment on, let's see, how about we do a comment where you tell everybody, you tell me, like, what is one thing that you've noticed in your life that you've been able to transmute? Something that's negative. Now, you don't have to go into details about exactly what that is, but maybe just a time where you found a way to transmute all that pain, that suffering, that grief, and you were able to overcome or heal from that thing or that situation. And just, summarize like what that looked like for you. So, blessings to you all, sincerely, and I will check in with you next time. Take care.